Very Reverend Eric, disclosure. And who here as an African theologian?
Good evening to our listeners. Today, Doctor's voice is down. It's on Ghanaian voice. Your voice is on Ghanaian. I know how to resurrect the voice, don't worry. Akwaba. I hope you brought me some Canadian dollars. This topic is I find it one of the interesting and fascinating ones with time. I want to begin this way with a quote by a popular theologian, Paul Tillich. And I want to quote him. He said that love is the drive towards the unity of the separated. This unity, according to him, especially in marriage, is grounded in truthfulness, accountability, vulnerability, and mutual understanding, and all of which require disclosures. Unquote. Just by way of stresses, disclosure in marriage or relationship refers to the act of voluntarily sharing information.
Okay.
And this information sharing spans from religion to culture to even friendship and to finances. Maybe we may add health, which means that disclosure means letting your friend, your partner, know you fully.
Okay.
Who you really are, your health status, your likes and dislikes, how much you have in your account, your genotype, everything about you, your academics and everything about you. But let me be quick to add, like Doctor said, that to disclose fully from the initial stages is very dangerous. To disclose fully from the initial stages is very dangerous because there are secrets. Even God has secrets. And when Jesus Christ was asked about the second coming of Jesus, the second coming of Jesus Christ, he said that he does not even know. But about the day or the hour, no one knows. Not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Matthew 24:36. However, I know by now Jesus knows.
Okay.
Yes, however, I know by now he knows because Bible says that he will lead the triumphant coming back. He'll be leading angels and then they'll be bringing the world to a close. I hope by now he knows. But then Jesus said that even he does not know. And the angels in heaven too do not know. Maybe to quote this for prophetic man who is here, that the secret things belong to God. But the things revealed belong to us and our children forever. Deuteronomy 29:29. I'm saying this to say and to support what Doctor said, that to do full disclosure from the initial stages is very dangerous.
Okay.
You do full disclosure when you really know who the person is, because the person who is your to-be spouse, maybe in quote okromaf. It means that you cannot trust this person with any information. Remember that in disclosures, I have said that some of the things are family stuff.
Okay.
Some are cultural, some are religion, some are health. If you don't know the person fully well, you don't entrust your health status to him or her.
Okay.
Because especially if it is premarital, where you are doing courtship and dating, I have often told people that our kregu, how much more courtship. If it doesn't end up in marriage, this man or woman may carry your full details outside. You may be working and people know your full detail. For example, you cause an abortion during school time, and right from the initial stages now, maybe 1 month, 2 months relationship, you want to do full disclosures, and then you let him know that this is my status. That statement alone, one, may put him off and the marriage may not come on. Or when you enter in the marriage having known this fully, will be something he'll be using against you. But from the initial stages, because it can be put up as such a statement, you need not do full disclosure from the initial stages, because this may put him off. If he's an okra mad person, he may go about telling people about you, and then you may be thinking and praying and fasting, waiting for someone to come. Anytime he sees any young man around you, hey, you don't know, this girl right now, whoa. And then that is where some of the dangers are coming from. So full disclosures, even as we entreat and encourage disclosure, full disclosure from the initial stages is very dangerous. Take your time to know him well. Take your time to know her well. If the marriage is already contracted, fine. But I'm saying that if it is pre-marriage, take your time. Release the information bit by bit.
Okay.
For example, if you are going to date a woman, I'm saying a woman because I'm a man. So that it's very simple for me. And you are far above the young girl that you love so well, far above in terms of academics, status, finance, and everything. You may, from the initial stages, not do a full disclosure.
Okay.
Because if you go full out, I'm a banker, I'm the regional manager, I have this, I have that. The young lady may love you because of what you have and possess, and not come with genuine love. So you exercise restraint in releasing information out there. But once the marriage is contracted, it is time for you to do a full disclosure of yourself.
Okay.
Some information from the initial stages should be shared. It is important for us to do full disclosure, because I think that reading other psychologists, one thing most of them say is that it is legal, ethical, and moral.
Okay.
It is ethical, legal, and moral. Because some disclosures, like those concerning sexually transmitted disease, infertility, potency or impotency, and criminal records, or not just moral expectations, but sometimes it's a legal responsibility. There was an issue where a young man told a young lady, in full disclosures, it was premarital, and had to discuss all, including what his father had gone through. That there was a time, in the village, his father went to take somebody's plantain from the farm, and then his father was arrested, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, I said, yeah, so, Papa could be aboard, you know. And the little thing that made the young lady angry, no, Jawa said, Papa could be aboard, there is a record of you and your father, you know. So I'm saying this to say that even though it is moral, it is legal, sometimes you should be careful in the information released out there. In fact, to me, once that concerns your family,
and not directly
you, please reserve them for yourself. Most of the sensitive ones, some you may, but some please reserve it, because if you do and you do not know the young woman too well, like I said, if you cry now, then amaso. And then, look at Prince. It means, guy. Papa could be about them, there is a record at the police station.
Yeah.
I encourage full disclosures of everything of who you are when the marriage has been contracted. Where Ugu Masia it become. We say that Ugu Kokwentenu Masia it become Kruma. So if you want to disgrace me for anything you know about me and we are married, remember that you'll be affected too. Not even us, but our children will be affected too. Again, why do we encourage disclosures? It supports emotional intimacy. We know ourselves too well. And it helps in love growth.
Okay.
Intimacy. Because we know ourselves too well. It supports intimacy and love growth. and the growth of love. So it is important to do disclosures.
Yeah.
And when you are doing disclosures, it allows more time for conversation. You know, you begin from health, from expectations, aspirations, how many children you want to have, and all those that. And if I have a discussion with you on how many children we want to have, let's say we say we want to have 3 kids. Me who already you Prince Nano or say Nana says Auntie Joyce, who about 2 dada. Meanwhile, we agree to have together 3 children. You already have 2. So how many do we have to produce now? It means that 1. And if you don't disclose this for me to know and we enter the marriage, in fact, it's a grounds for divorce. Infidelity and lies is a grounds for divorce. So we encourage full disclosures. Maybe the final one is to prevent future conflict. Because keeping secret or withholding relevant information often leads to suspicion or betrayal later. When disclosure is delayed or avoided, the partner may feel deceived. Or will be more dangerous. You feel betrayed and deceived. And so it can bring conflict. As a pastor, one of the things we have had to handle last year, one of the things I was handling with a couple is this. Later information was found out, and then it was a serious issue. You know, it nearly became a divorce matter, but by God's grace, the marriage is still alive. It's like one can't change or deceive or that damn. You know, so everything concerning you, if it is not too sensitive, please do. Sometimes people can hide as much as even their age. Yes, especially when they feel like if she gets to know that I'm too old,
she may not accept.
She may not accept. So let me reduce my age.
Remember the football age.
Now, so a lot of the guys, when they want to marry younger girls, these days they hide their age. It's a recent phenomenon. It's very common these days. That you know, people say when men are growing, they like younger women. So, so these days they like to hide their ages. And I know a man who went to do a new birth set because yeah, and it is in future when your bones have become weak. That was what they say.
Obi already 45 and half.
Now to me
90.
See and those things.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't do full disclosures, especially with aspirations and future plans, it can bring total collapse of the marriage.
Okay.
We have an incident where you know, with us, we come into ministry sometimes late. You know, there was an instance where a young lady told the husband that me and my just of mommy.
Wow.
You know, before we entered marriage, this of priesthood wasn't part of the discussion. So if when your friend now could do so for there, I think I cannot be a soft mommy. So the young lady left the marriage.
Wow.
And to her, you should have told me this as part of the things you have to disclose to me, that in future you feel being called by God. In future you want to be a pastor. But now I think that I'm not fit. I think that I'm not called. I think that I can't do this. And then the young lady had to leave the marriage.
Wow.
But I believe if the young man had disclosed fully to her that me also for the me think I see I'm your friend, but
Maybe your friend by after the marriage.
Well, there were discussions around what we're saying, but to her,
I'm fine.
Only I'm your friend, so I think that I haven't been called, and she had to leave. And I'm saying this, bringing this example for everybody to understand the importance of the disclosures. Everything you have in mind, every future plans you have, please do well to discuss with your husband or wife to be. And yes,
yeah. Thank you very much. That's very Reverend Eric Nkrumah Donko.